And welcome back to OxfordCitizen.com. We're visiting with Errol Castens, our news reporter for Oxford and Lafayette County, and great writing always found with Errol at OxfordCitizen.com, as well as what comes out on Fridays in the mail throughout the county. Errol, great work last week. Now this week, if you drive around Oxford, you're going to notice some changes at the Old Taylor Road intersection with Highway 6. What's going on there?
The bridge has been closed for the summer, and that is to facilitate building a second set of lanes on that bridge. It will become a 4-lane bridge by the end of the summer, and that's part of an overall upgrading of that intersection.
Okay.
It will include the 4-laning of Old Taylor Road south of Highway 6 all the way to Bickerstaff, which will be the hospital, one of the hospital entrances. And it will also include roundabouts at the ends of the bridge.
Okay.
Double lane roundabouts.
Do you know if the original bridge that's been there for all these years is going to be torn down and a new one built there?
No, they're building another bridge alongside it.
But the original one's still going to be there?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were going to tear it down too or not at this point. But one thing coming up, it looks like Ole Miss will be able to host a regional. Not this coming weekend, not the weekend after that, but I guess around June 1st or whenever that's going to be. What do we know now how that's going to play into this Old Taylor Road intersection?
We don't know yet, but we'll find out before we go to press.
I think it's been 5 years since Ole Miss hosted a regional at home, so this is something I guess maybe they didn't totally have planned out, but it's going to be real interesting how that works out if indeed a regional does come to Oxford in a couple of weeks. So got that going on. And do we know what we call that road now where the old Whirlpool plant is? Because I saw on a map where the end that actually touches Old Taylor Road has a name. Did you know that?
As far as I understand, and you'd have to examine this in the minutes of the Board of Aldermen to get the real answer. But as far as I understand, it's Whirlpool Drive.
Okay.
And then it's connecting now to Coliseum Drive.
Okay.
That is the new way across Highway 6 for the people who live on the south side and who would normally take Old Taylor Road.
Okay, well the trivia question to answer what I was talking about there is KitchenAid. I think it's KitchenAid Lane.
Okay.
Was the little section of property or the road that connected the Whirlpool plant to Old Taylor Road.
Wow. And
that's been closed for years, but it still shows up on the map as KitchenAid. Why? Because of course that was the Whirlpool plant. So Old Taylor Road's going on there. Another story that we're working on and have already covered in the pages of Oxford Citizen and the OxfordCitizen.com is the hazmat.
Well, it's actually SMAT.
SMAT, sorry.
It stands for State Medical Assistance Team.
Okay.
And that is a unit that is based here in Oxford. It serves all of North Mississippi. It draws in medical personnel, volunteers from all over Mississippi for emergencies. For instance, had the Tupelo Hospital been affected by the tornado, they would have moved over there and become something of an emergency room.
Okay.
They would have handled the lesser cases that can be handled on a walk-in basis, and they would prioritize the other cases for transfer to other hospitals. That's what their specialty is. It's being the state is apparently trying to move this unit to Jackson, where it has 2 other units, which means, according to local folks, that the volunteers, doctors, nurses, other medical professionals, and some who are not medical but are support personnel, they would have to go to Jackson for their training. And it also means, apparently, that they would have to go to Jackson in the case of emergency, pick up their equipment, which is based in several trailers, and then come back to North Mississippi to address whatever emergency had come up. And local officials are hoping that that decision can be reversed. So we'll have more on that this week.
Okay, that's a developing story that you can log on to oxfordcitizen.com and get all the latest updates regarding that, as well as what Errol may have in Friday's paper. It's the Oxford Citizen. John Davis, our sports editor, hard at work on a lot of local teams participating in state playoffs, working their way to Jackson for a possible state championship. We've got full coverage of that, plus we've got some business profiles that you don't want to miss coming up in this week's Oxford Citizen. It's oxfordcitizen.com and the Oxford Citizen in your mailboxes on Friday each week. This has been a production of the Oxford Citizen, a Journal Inc. company.